I've had a rough morning. Like, this kid of mine, Jared, like, seriously, he just wouldn't even leave. Oh, come on, I'm trying to get over. He wouldn't even, like, to leave. I just hear my father, like, you do too much for him, he gets too much, and, oh my gosh, like, he is, I'm not going to say he is, I'm not going to put that spirit on him, but he's acting like and has characteristics of a lazy person, a selfish person. And of course, like, this isn't him, but like, you have these selfish moments, these very lazy moments, like 2 and 3 times a week. And it's so funny, I was watching this YouTube video. You know, I look up videos about parenting, single moms, and things like that. Watch some videos. There's this, I forgot his name. When I go back on, I'll do another video to let you guys know what his name is. But it's like I don't know, like an African name, or I don't know, I can't pronounce it. But he was raised by a single mom as well. And it's weird. It made me think of even how when things click for Jared. Like, some of the things he talks about in the video is most of the things, I would say like 85% of the things I know already, and 85% of the things I do it. But just hearing somebody else says it, that's confirmation. But hearing it from a guy as well, it clicks like, oh, okay, you know. And, you know, it's the same concept for Jared most of the times. I can tell him, you know, to do something. And if somebody else say, well, not somebody else, a guy, I'll be like, okay. You know, it's almost kind of how, like, the black churches, you know, you can have a pastor. The pastor can tell you every day, if you eat cake and ho-hos and cookies every day for dinner, you're going to get fat. You're going to gain too much weight. Now, if you bring in the guest speaker, and the speaker says the same thing, they will quit immediately, like he just heard from God. And it's like, well, I've been telling you that for years, you know, same concept. But this morning he just made me so upset, like, and then he kind of had like this slowfulness about him, like I'm just so disappointed in him this morning. I just want to choke him, like, relatively fast. So serious. Disappointed. So hard dealing with everything, like mentally, emotionally. And so a lot of talking to one friend, and he has kids, and he's not with his baby's mother anymore. And, you know, his whole thing is how much he pays a month. And I'm like, well, okay, it's great that you pay child support. Okay, that's great. However, how much time do you spend? Okay, they're on the phone or something. They're doing too much. How much time do you spend? Well, I see him maybe about once a week. My point exactly. You know, spending time with your kid once a week, that's not, I mean, granted, it's better than nothing. However, you know, you're still not splitting the weight emotionally, spiritually, physically. You know, that emotional thing, seriously, it's a lot. You know, time management, ripping and running. I mean, it's literally a lot. It is. You know. I get exhausted every time I talk about the whole parenting thing, you know, because the parents who aren't involved in their kids' lives. Now, don't get me wrong, like, if you have kids who are just, like, flat out disrespectful, you know, if Jared ever would try to become like that. I told him, I said, you ever see that show on A&E, Beyond Scare Straight? Yeah, honey. Keep them. Yeah. But, now, kids of today, it's a total different era. It really, 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 really is. I mean, when I was even Jared's age, and if I was doing something that I shouldn't have, and, somebody could be driving past on the street and say, now, baby, are you supposed to be doing that? And a fear would take over me. I was like, oh, like, no, sir, or no, ma'am, because you respect it, honey. I've experienced it. I've seen kids, and I've said things like, now, that's not nice, or, FUV, you don't know me, you're not my mother. It's just, it's bad. Like, these kids. And, you just can't say nothing to them. And then you have some parents, especially moms, unfortunately, they know their child is a terror. Like, literally. But it's like, no, Rafiki wouldn't do that. Raheem wouldn't do that. That's another thing. Like, what some people name their kids is just. And then get upset when I'm laughing because, again, I've seen this happen. We're at the doctor's office and they can't pronounce the name because the black person's trying to, like, make up a name and be different, and it sounds like crazy. It sounds like African, Italian, Ukrainian. It's like, I don't know. It's like a k in it and an ano in it. That's Italian. The k is the Ukraine, and then the nay is somewhere. It's always somewhere like that. And then these mothers that name their kids after drinks. When I heard the girl's name was Hennessy, I don't drink, but I knew that name, honey. I was like I turned my head immediately. I was like, what did she just say? Like, wow. Hennessy Jackson. Like, why would you do that to your child? Like, seriously. Alrighty. I'm just venting. I don't want to start bashing, even though some of the things, well, most of the things I'm saying are accurate, but I'm a little disgruntled at Jared, so I don't want to have like a moment. Yeah. Alrighty, have a good day. It's raining. Praise you, Jesus. Jared doesn't deserve to go to a baseball game, but it's pouring down raining. Pour down raining. And I hope the coach texts or calls at least by 4 o'clock to cancel the game. That's a blessing. Yeah. My mom has a doctor's appointment at 3:30. And he has to be at the field at 6. And prayerfully get in and out of the doctor. Alrighty. But that's life. Every day is a praise the Lord. Every day is, oh, I feel good today. Every day isn't, oh, work was amazing. Every day isn't, my kids are amazing. God, honey. Half my videos are about Jalen Janaea, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was my point earlier when I was saying, as parents, you have to be there for your kids. It's nice to give them things that they want, is also, but of course, what they need first, but they have to earn it. I'm to the point, I'm going to make Jared even earn a new pair of socks. Seriously. He doesn't like the old school, pack of socks that the average kid will be happy to get. This car in front of me, like, really? I think I have road rage. Alrighty. I gotta go. God bless everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.